Hello and welcome to Crime Watch Daily Updates. I'm your host, Anna Garcia. Few things are more tragic than when a young child cannot speak up to defend herself. Now we'll never get to hear what little Laila Marie Daniel potentially might have revealed about her deadly foster home, if ever given that chance. In November of 2015, Laila's foster mother, Jennifer Rosenbaum, called 911 to report Laila was choking on chicken. The dispatcher coached Jennifer through CPR, but in the end, it was too late. Laila was dead. The autopsy showed Laila suffered a transected pancreas, as well as bruising all over her body and broken bones. Plus, she'd been starved. Although Jennifer and her husband appeared like the perfect couple to foster Laila and her sister, the truth came out about the horrors endured in the home that ultimately led to Laila's death. Jennifer was convicted of murder in August of 2019 and sentenced to life in prison plus 40 years. A jury found her husband, Joseph, guilty of second-degree murder at the same trial. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison with 20 years of probation following that. Let's look back at this heartbreaking case of Laila Daniel and the justice her foster parents received for playing a role in her untimely death.
An adorable 2-year-old Laila Marie Daniel, a little ray of sunshine, and her precious 4-year-old sister, the girls seen here in a sweet embrace. But the siblings are wards of the state in foster care. This woman, Jennifer Rosenbaum, took the children in to provide a loving home. But one night, a terrifying episode. Laila choked on her food.
I have a toddler, a foster daughter that I just got. She was choking, and I tried to do the Heimlich on her.
This is the start of a frantic 13-minute phone call. The toddler is choking, struggling to breathe as the foster mom pleads for help.
She's breathing, but it's not good. Please hurry.
The 911 dispatcher coaches Rosenbaum through CPR. She's worried she might hurt Laila in the process.
I'm hoping I didn't break a rib. I've been pushing hard. I don't really know how to do this.
Rosenbaum said the toddler choked on a piece of chicken and claimed she used her fingers and then a butter knife trying to clear her airway. But Laila didn't make it and died soon after.
And little Laila Marie is gone.
But behind the tragedy of Laila's death, there's a sinister underbelly. WGCL, following the story, obtained a 10-page report filed by the Department of Family and Child Services, which reveals horrifying details about the real cause of Laila's death. The autopsy did not reveal the child choked. That report goes on to say the 2-year-old was killed when Jennifer Rosenbaum struck the child in the abdomen with such force the child's pancreas was transected. The child was believed to enter shock due to blood loss resulting from the injury. And even more harrowing details. At the time of death, Laila had severe bruising on her back, face, legs, and abdomen, and breaks of her arms and legs. And the child had also been starved. Laila's biological family is devastated.
If somebody was hurting her, she probably thought nobody loved her. You know, like nobody was there to save her.
That's Laila's birth mother. Family Services reveals that Laila and her sister were taken from their parents and placed into foster care because of reports of domestic violence, substance abuse, and inadequate supervision.
You cannot judge somebody by the troubles that they're going through. Just because they have issues, it doesn't mean that somebody with more money, it doesn't make them better than you. It doesn't make them able to love your kids as much as you can.
But the foster home where Laila and her sister went may have been worse than anyone could have ever imagined.
It kills me to know that she was hurting like that.
Rosenbaum's resume had a glossy veneer. She was a law student, an intern for the DA, and was planning to run for a seat on a county commission. The 27-year-old had all the bells and whistles to indicate she'd provide a safe haven to foster little Laila and her 4-year-old sister. But now, a very different picture emerges. That charming house turns into a house of horrors. Here's the accused baby killer and her husband, Joseph Rosenbaum, a correctional officer, in court. That mom of the year is charged with murder, and her husband is charged with cruelty to children.
I believe she murdered her. I do. I don't think it was an accident.
The Rosenbaums have both pled not guilty to all charges, and the couple's attorney says they did nothing wrong.
She did not do anything to the children. He did not do anything to the children. They are totally innocent.
Gina Banks, Layla's grandmother, shared a picture of the precious 2-year-old inside Rosenbaum's home.
Not on her head with a cut in it.
And in this photo, you can see the little girl is in a full leg and foot cast. Investigators say Layla's 4-year-old sister may have also been beaten by the couple.
New and old bruises in similar spots of Layla.
So why didn't Family Services raise a red flag during home visits? Court documents say the beatings went on for months, and that's not all. That report also says the couple never turned in the correct paperwork and only went through an abbreviated screening process to qualify. A state investigator told WGCL the foster mother's status in society may have blindsided the caseworkers from suspecting her of child abuse.
We also had indication from very responsible, well-placed people in the community that Mrs. Rosenbaum would be a good placement for the children.
A police report says Rosenbaum positioned herself as a person who had overcome childhood trauma and was well respected in the community.
I think everybody needs to realize and be aware anybody can abuse a child.
But here's where the case takes a very odd twist. WGCL reports Layla's biological mother, Tessa, and Jennifer Rosenbaum grew up together in the same foster home. Layla's grandmother says she believes Jennifer Rosenbaum targeted her granddaughter.
Because of all the injuries that occurred while in the Rosenbaum's care, I feel as though there was definitely some kind of motive that that woman had.
The Rosenbaums have denied all charges, but a friend now wonders if Jennifer could have used her position at the DA's office to access inside information to handpick Layla to be her foster child.
Tessa was there in court, and she said that just Jennifer showed up and was there. So I'm like, was Jennifer just hanging out in the courtroom?
And what about the caseworker who dropped the ball in reporting signs of abuse?
Caseworker and the supervisor failed to act in ways that I would have found reasonable, and in doing so, my confidence was not there that they would be able to do the work going forward. So we did make the decision to terminate both.
That's little consolation for Layla's mom, who's in agony believing that her baby girl may have been systematically beaten to death by the very people who were supposed to protect her. For now, unbelievably, Jennifer and Joseph Rosenbaum are out on bond, under house arrest, and this heartbroken young mother is left with the memories of her daughter's very short life.
Can you count to 5 really fast? I want you to count to 5 for Mommy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay!
I talked to her the night before it happened, was the last time I, heard her voice. Is the last time I'll ever get to hear her voice.